Hi, I'm Pastor and Apostle Guy Gifford, and here's what we should learn from the Josh Duggar case. Now that guilty verdicts are out on charges of possessing child pornography and receipt of child pornography. You may know that Josh Duggar was the son and part of was a Christian star of the show 19 Kids and Counting, where his parents had the 19 kids, and he was an elder kid of there. And they were a very Christian family. They behaved in very Christian ways. But what we should learn, first thing we should understand, is that every person is prone to temptations, to addictions and temptations. The next thing we should know and understand is there has been a tradition established back in time where, at least among Jewish households and some other households in the past, that young men no longer stayed with in the custody of their mothers. They transferred basically from the house of the women to the house of the men when they reached the age of adulthood or maturity, which in some cultures was 12, in some cultures was 11, and some cultures was 10. But it was basically at the point of puberty. And when the lusts of puberty, the physical sexual lusts of puberty, started coming out. And the problem is, of course, that these lusts are very strong, and this is the way it's supposed to be. But they must be restrained. They must be fenced in. They must be walled in. And so the societies in the past separated young adult males, that is basically age 10, 10 11, 12. Um, so from 12 up, they were separated away from their younger brothers and sisters, and especially the younger girls, but uh, both the brothers and sisters, because of the budding sexual nature of the young man. We have come to live in a Christian society of freedom, which is good, except for it also has taken away some of those rules that were actually good. One of which being protecting your young men and your young women and young and children from the exploring nature of sexuality. And unfortunately, Josh Duggar, in his early adolescence, had access to his sisters and to internet and stuff that led him in that direction. But the difficulty was, and you can read the article. I will put an article, or I will put a link to an article on here. But the point is, when we're parenting our young men, our we still call them children, although they've reached uh, young physical adulthood. Um, they need to be separated, and they should not be the baby care custodians of um, either males or females, um, and to ensure that these younger ones are being protected from the searching experiential nature of puberty, and how young men and young women reach out to explore their new puberty and these new feelings that have come upon them, to express them, and because of the urges of the body, and only by protecting, that is separating the young adult male from the younger ones, protects them, and in this case would have protected Josh Duggar as well by not allowing him to um, act on these things and pursue these temptations, and thereby it's not only protecting the younger ones, it's also protecting the we call them adolescent, but the young physically adult males who are in that situation. Uh, and in reality, switching them over from the house of the women to the house of the men at that point also gives them a new found understanding of manhood and responsibility put upon them that they should have to become a man and be a man, that they're expected to behave like men at that point as they are now moving into manhood and adulthood. So these are some of the things that we need to learn from this Josh Duggar case, which is really, really very sad. Um, and there's young men like this who are set up for these dangers on a regular basis, on a daily basis throughout this country by parents, by adults who don't understand and think that you can put strong temptations um, in front of a person and they won't act on them, which of course is just foolishness. It's a fantasy. We are all prone to temptations. Each of us are prone potentially to different addictions, but we all have addictive personalities. You should explore your own addictive personalities in figuring out what they are and understand what they are so that you can avoid them. And likewise, your children and other people's children will have different addictive personality traits. They will be prone to different things. Some are prone to gambling addictions, some are prone to sex addictions, some are prone to any number of other things, ego addiction, work addiction, any number of different addictions that are out there, cigarettes, drugs, anything. So, this is what we should be learning from this very sad and tragic case of the addiction of Josh Duggar, and and we can talk about it now easily with the guilty verdicts out. Um, yes, quite sad. All right, thank you for listening. I really hope you put these into effect in your own families, in your own churches, uh, and in your own communities to protect both young men, but also the younger ones as well, because it protects the whole range. All right, have a great day, and God bless you.